Well, here we are on another deep dive Saturday with Monica. And I hope you guys are having a great week. RJ is doing a really what appears to be fascinating course tomorrow, masterclass. So you might want to check that out. But in the meantime, Monica and I thought we would talk about the order of manifestation and creation. Wow, that's a big topic, right? And so right away, I'm just going to turn it right on over to Monica. Thanks for being here, darling.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Renee, for having me. Yeah, RJ teaches about the order of creation being desire, intention, thought, emotion, action, and behavior. And, there's a lot of teachings out there that make desire a bad thing. And that's kind of a distortion, and it's not at the same time. Because we have these two aspects to our human experience. There is the true self, the I am presence, which is the fractal of God, and the desires that arise from that aspect. Those are the desires we're talking about. And so I kind of agree with any of the teachings who kind of let's say, desire. If we're talking about the desires born of the egoic mind, the false character, that aspect of us that has been, programmed by society about, constantly consuming, wanting more stuff. That's not the desire we're referring to here. And to really even get clarity, most of us have been so brainwashed and so mind controlled into this societal conditioning that we don't even we haven't we've lost touch with what is the desire of the higher mind, the soul, that's here having an experience in this human, with this human body, and has actually created this human character. So the kind of the beginning point is just to get into a place of stillness and presence. And RJ has a lot of what he calls instantaneous magic tricks that shut off that thinking mind, that constant mind that's going from past, future, always thinking. And um, only by shutting that down and getting into the stillness and not, chasing after something, whether it's a physical gratification or a mental understanding, by not, grasping after those things. And even in this book, the access super consciousness, one of the exercises is about just doing that for a day, not seeking anything for either mental understanding or physical gratification. That will still you and quiet the mind so that you can even have the wisdom to reconnect with what is your true desire, the desire of the higher mind. And that's where, all of the energy of the universe supports you in manifesting and bringing forth these desires of the higher mind, because that's what we're here for. We're here to have an experience. And, so getting back to the order of creation, begins with the desire. Again, a desire born of the higher mind, the I am presence, the true self. And then you set your intentions. So that's the second order. And then you begin to, once you have the desire and intention sorted out, then you start thinking about it. Those are again, so these are the thoughts that are born of these desires and intentions from the higher mind. Then as you think about that, you begin to bathe it with emotion. And so that's what is emotion. It's energy in motion. That's kind of putting the fuel in the little car of your desire as you want to drive it around. And then it begins to manifest into Well, then you have inspired you're inspired to take action. So then you begin to take actions, and as we continue to take actions in the direction of fulfilling our desires and intentions, then they develop into behaviors. So it's kind of an interesting progression when and I love it. Just makes so much sense to me. And before you and I got on, we talked a little bit. We also talked about being in the relaxed state, and that's huge too. To just simply rest in the relaxed state and even bathe your desires and intentions with your thoughts and emotions in the relaxed state because we're so programmed to always be in stress and striving and going after and making things happen rather than just organically allowing the flower of our desires to bloom.
Yes. Boy, that was just so beautifully languaged, and we can end right now because that pretty much did it all for today. I do want to, there's a couple of things. First of all, the idea of relaxation in the body, and that's just been really, really and is an ongoing um, interest of mine because I have so recognized, and I have for years, and I used to ask some of my teachers about it, and I never really got a whole lot of answer from it until now, really, which I always felt passion like this, like it's passion. And I would get tight and I would get overexcited and I would want to push my agenda because right? And thinking though that
Yeah.
that was how passion should looks. And it's really the opposite. So I'd love for you to have a comment about that, Monica, if you would.
Oh gosh. Um,
As you can tell, we did not discuss this ahead
no,
of
we didn't. We
so
didn't.
so Monica is getting into presence and seeing what gets downloaded, and while she's doing
Uh,
that, I'm gonna make a few more comments, and so I know that some
yeah.
more wisdom will come through her. So now I recognize, and I just got to the point of honestly, where some of my major transformations relatively recently have been when I have just been completely nervous exhausted. I mean, 60 some years of this, right? And just looking over, and really what that is, it's fear. It's not passion. That is not passion. That is fear that has been disguised by my ego mind as passion. But that's not really the energy behind that. And it's like running like this, protection, looking over my shoulder because hey, something bad might happen and it might really happen if I stop, really get still, relax and go into that place Monica was talking about, that stillness. So much fear around that. You guys try it. Why is it that so many of us, I cannot tell you how many people say to me, I just cannot just be still. Like you tell me to meditate, I can't just meditate. I can't stop my mind. It just goes and goes and blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, why?
w-
What's
because
driving
we've
that?
been we've been habituated to it because it is so toxic. It's extraordinarily toxic to our mind and our body.
Our nervous system.
Nothing is going to age you faster than that constant. Um, it's a bad habit. It's a bad habit, and we live in a society that values, that has placed such great value on intellectualism and thinking and learning, you know, I'm going to say an awful lot of what is, taught and learned is going to be in a matter of time proven wildly inaccurate. So, we have invested a lot of um, time, effort, and energy into this endeavor, which really doesn't bring us much good. There's a saying from the East, a sage made the comment, so much effort on learning when all we really need to do is remember.
Ah,
And see, that's when you connect to the higher mind through that relaxed state of knowing that the wisdom and the knowledge that you require in any moment is available to you through your own higher mind.
and,
So,
thank you, and here's just a really quick little example that I know everybody can relate to. Have you ever tried lost couldn't remember something, like something oh my gosh, the name of a movie, something it doesn't matter if it was important or not important, you just can't come up with it, and then you just you're so angry, right? You're tense about it. I gotta remember. And then you just forget about it, right? You go on with your day. And when you least are expecting it, you're driving, not thinking about it. You're in the shower, which I find I get a lot of stuff. And all of a sudden, it will pop in,
right,
right? The name that you forgot, the whatever it is. What's that about? Well, when you relax
exactly.
and you sink and you're not thinking about it, it shows up. Well, how does that happen? Where is that showing up coming from? Which is just a really interesting way that we can all, I think, relate to. Yeah. And even when I'm in some meditations and because listen, I'm a good girl, man. Damn it, I'm going to do it right. Right.
Mm,
That was my whole thing. I am going to get this personal growth, spirit, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to get it right. And I'm in meditation. I'm going to do it right. 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 And what I have since learned, it was like I was resisting what wanted to come through. I was putting on the gas and the brake at the same time. And I just couldn't break through. You know what? When I finally relax, just freaking relax, Renee. Give up the idea that you can control it, that you can make it happen, that you have to do to have it happen. Once you finally exhaust yourself and you're on your knees, wow,
mm.
when
W-
things can shift. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I did that whole, I never, or I shouldn't say never, I rarely read fiction books. Always was into the trying to personal growth. I read them all. Starting as a teenager, I was fascinated by that whole thing. And here's the thing: all that is developing that false character. It's how to be a better ego mind identity, how to be more, it's like it is the craziest thing,
Right?
and I'm speaking from experience, I've been, what did I 45 years of that nonsense that I,
Yes.
read it all, did all the exercises, and
We are
you go to the
spiritual, aren't we? We are
you
spiritual. I'm so spiritual.
oh God, I love it when when I get in a class with RJ and he's like, yeah, I'm not here for your, if you want to develop your personhood, there's plenty of teachers out there for that. But he's like, I'm not here for your person. I'm not here for your character. I'm here for, to help you connect to the higher mind. And it's just so funny. It's just been it's such a 180, and it is so liberating. It is so I have never felt so calm, connected, just joyful, not having an agenda. Just I've just never felt this extraordinary before. And I think that goes back to he always says, and people are going to disagree with this, but he always says only the truth heals. So when you finally get, a great big heaping helping of truth, and it begins to dissolve all this baloney, belief systems, BS, whatever you want to call it. Um, it starts to dissolve all that, and you just get to the core of who and what you really are. It's it's so life changing, and you lose all that angst, that stress, that desire to be or do or have, or it's just a whole different way of being and existing. And um yeah, I also want to just circle back. Renee did mention at the top of this that RJ is going to be doing like a 1 hour. How his 1 hour classes are always an hour and a half, but he's going to touch on a lot of topics. Renee, be sure to put a link to the intro video that he has to it. You want to talk about, you want to get a great big helping of truth. He's going to be dropping some truth bombs onto humanity that kind of is going to lay out exactly, what's going on, what's the truth behind, what are the narratives that are really going on, whose objectives are really being served, and how to maintain our sanity through all of this, and remain grounded in the I am presence and not get caught in the craziness that's
Right.
happening on the world stage.
Right.
So yeah, definitely. I know I signed up as soon as he put it out there, and it's really, it's like $50. It's really,
Right.
for an hour and a half of truth from a living master, worth every penny. I can guarantee you that. So
Right. So beautiful. And the last thing that I just wanna say is the other thing that's so powerful, um, and you can just see how Monica is living this truth, is that the truth is not situational. And I think that's really important, as again, it's easy to be in that beautiful Zen place that she's in now when everything in your life is just perfect. But when there are challenges, and life is about challenges, we wouldn't be here without challenges. It's what helps us grow and transform. But can we not take those challenges, but still be in that I am presence place? It is not situational. And that's really, I think, what makes this just amazing teachings. And
mm,
so, with that, Monica, thank you once again so much. And of course, I will see you tomorrow as
yes,
well on
in
RT.
class, yes, you will.
Much love, everyone. Take good care.
Thank you.